Few writers use words as well as Steve Hartman. So when he offered a lesson, we had to listen. Here's Steve on the road.
Bryan Henderson's story is comprised of a single obsession.
There's no such thing as comprised of.
The misuse of the phrase comprised of, as in an axe is comprised of a handle and a head. Apparently it's supposed to be composed of.
What difference does it make?
Because there are people who care a lot about language, and it's like fingernails on a blackboard when somebody uses something incorrectly.
So a few years ago, in an attempt to remove this one particular shriek from the chalkboard of his life, this computer engineer from San Jose, California searched for every instance of comprised of on Wikipedia.
There are two of them in here.
The 36 million page online encyclopedia. He found more than 16,000 references, and then one by one,
Composed.
took it upon himself to edit them out.
And 4 years later, I had removed the last comprised of from Wikipedia.
You got the last one?
Yeah, there aren't any left.
And you thought golf was a boring hobby.
We're all huge perfectionists.
And yet, to Wikipedia's volunteer editors, like the ones at this convention, Bryan is a rock star.
It's totally contextual in every article. He's like my hero.
He's amazing.
Like,
I had to take a day off of work to answer my fan mail.
Fan mail?
Now, how many engineers can ever say that? That's an amazing thing.
And what's even more amazing is that to this day, if anyone ever adds comprised of, as I secretly did to my own Wikipedia entry the night before our interview,
Hartman's family is comprised of a wife and 3 children.
Bryan has written a computer program that instantly roots it out.
Steve Hartman.
You found it.
Okay.
As a result, I now have a family composed
Composed of?
of a wife and 3 kids. At this point, I really wanted to know how a guy gets like this. So I went to see the one person who has known Bryan as long as anyone, his older brother, Robin.
So you can offer some insight into your brother.
I hope.
What do you think this obsession is based around?
Well, it's you said based around. You did that on purpose, didn't you?
Turns out the Henderson family is composed of 2 compulsives, although Robin has a different peeve, what he calls the lazy around.
The movie was based around the book. Not possible.
He spends a couple hours a week on Wikipedia, changing those, usually to based on.
Sometimes the lazy around can be replaced with comprised of.
Oh no.
I'm so tempted to just change it to comprised of and let Bryan deal with it.
It all sounds so trivial, but I think the Henderson brothers would agree. Our world is based around rules, and the army to enforce those rules is comprised of all of us. Although obviously, they would have phrased it differently. Steve Hartman on the road in San Jose, California.